What's going on, guys? My name is Drew, of course, or Kuso Gaming, and welcome to a Fallout 4 video. Now, today we will be talking about something that was a monumental piece of information that was given to us by Bethesda officially this week regarding the Fallout 4 video game that will be dropping hopefully later this year in 2015. This is an official in-game trailer. This is all in-engine. I was really shocked to see that none of it was CGI or this is all in-game. This is all thorough gameplay, and I'm super excited for this. So we are going to be completely breaking down the trailer. So yeah, without any further ado, why not just get into it? And I will be putting the trailer up on screen. I'm going to be taking out the sound so that there's no official copyright problems, even though under the rights of the Copyright Act, this is for general information, all that good stuff. But either way, let's check out the trailer in 3, 2, 1, fade. Alright, so obviously this game is anticipated to be rated mature, and here it is, the please stand by screen that came up after the countdown expired. Right now, obviously we have some sound playing, that nostalgic music. And I don't know about you guys, but when that music hit, I just had a full throwback to Fallout 3 when that trailer released, when we were inside the bus and the radio turned on and it started fading back. So here we are in a house, obviously post-war, and right here, as you can see, we are fading in and out of pre and post-war as a dog enters into the home. I'm thinking this was the family dog. Here we have a Mr. Handy just floating around like he would, before the war happened. But this dog, I believe, is the old dog to this house. I believe he was the family dog, and he somehow survived the war, and he's just chilling out. Now right there, I'm not sure if you saw that, but that was a Mr. Handy box. I didn't know if anyone else saw that. So here we are. I'm gonna stop it. I'm gonna stop the trailer right here. And we're just going to take a look at this picture right here. Now, this is a picture of a man and a woman looking after their baby inside of its crib. Now, I believe that the protagonist in this game, the main protagonist, if it is an official, like if it's a set official protagonist, there's a lot of controversy about that, will be the baby in the crib. Now, the reason I say that is because for a few things. Later in the trailer, we will see a protagonist. I'm not sure if it's going to be the protagonist. A lot of people are, up in arms because, he has a voice, and Bethesda is known for their customization of characters and their custom characters and all that good stuff. So people are a little bit confused on whether or not, this character will be voiced or whether we will be the protagonist. But of course, we will figure all of this out at E3 when Bethesda takes the stage and explains everything in depth. So obviously we see the mother and the father looking after their baby. Now you will notice later in the trailer that the main protagonist looks a lot like the mother and father, and that's where I get this, the black slicked back hair from the dad, and just kind of the facial features from both parents. So let's continue the video, and let's see what else we can pick out. So we have another flash in from the dog post-war, and there are the parents once again. Now the sirens are going off, indicating the first droppage of bombs. Now right here you could see there is a U.S. Army helicopter flying in. The Army's actually helping out, and we're actually going to stop it right here again with these guards standing at the front of the gate. Now obviously you can see that there are a bunch of people trying to get into the vault, and there is an army soldier or lieutenant standing out at the front of the gate with two soldiers in power armor standing next to him. So obviously the army is involved, this being a huge national crisis and whatnot. I'm really excited to see where Bethesda takes the Great War. We've never seen it before, so this is all up to them, showing us what really happened and how we can really, interpret this, because we've kind of been left to, dealing with it by ourselves from the past Fallout games. We've never seen this before. So obviously a whole lot of people standing outside the gate wanting to get in, but as you can see, there's already people heading in, so maybe these were the last people to get into the vault, but you were in that group. Alright, so let's keep the trailer rolling. Obviously this is where the iconic Ron Perlman War Never Changes comes in right here, and now it goes to black. And we see the official vault door right here. Vault 111 is looking like it will be the home vault. You can call it, you know, as 101 was to Fallout 3. Vault 111 will be to Fallout 4. So if we continue on here, the vault door getting rolled away. And right here is something I just wanted to point out. So these are a couple other pieces of evidence that will show not only how much of an advancement Fallout 4 will be to Fallout 3 and its games before, such as Skyrim that Bethesda has, you know, published, but also another fact that's supporting the idea behind a set protagonist. Now, as you can see, we're going to go back a little bit to when you first go up into the vault, or out of the vault right here. Now, if you look at this, you know, the picture of your hand shielding your eyes from the sun, you have your Pip-Boy on your wrist, and first of all, this is a vault door like we've never seen before. This is a vault door that's in the ground as opposed to like inside of a mountain or on a wall. This is the first horizontal vault door, I guess you could say, that kind of elevates people. So that's something cool. And also, this is all one continuous scene. So maybe this kind of X's out the opportunity for Bethesda to have loading screens in this game. Maybe we won't even have loading screens in Fallout 4 in any, you know, in total. That would be super cool if it was just all one fluid game, you know, that, you know, didn't stop you every time you went into a new location. Now, the next picture here, you can see down in the bottom left-hand corner, the protagonist or a protagonist. This character looks exactly the same. As a matter of fact, I will say this is the man that we will see later on at the end of the trailer. I believe this is the protagonist if it is set. Now, the reason I say this might be a guaranteed fact that it is a set protagonist is, you know, if it was, you know, create your own character, they might have changed him for different parts of the trailer, or maybe they're just trying to use this as an example of one trailer that you, or one, you know, set that you can have, or one character customization. You know, maybe your character can be customized, it'll just be put in the place of this protagonist. Alright, so right here we get the first look at the wasteland. Let's continue rolling. And yeah, we're just going to stop at every kind of monument that we get. Now, right here, we can see the first monument in the wastelands, and that is the Bunker Hill Monument. Now, the Bunker Hill Monument, it actually looks identical to this. It's amazing how preserved this monument is. It is absolutely astounding to me. You know, there looks like there's a freeway behind it with, you know, a tower. I'm not really sure what that tower is, but then in the center you can see the Bunker Hill Monument Tower and the actual monument to the bottom right. So if we go to the next screen, you will see we have this huge ship right here, and this is confirmed that this is the USS Constitution, which was a ship that was used back way back, hundreds of years ago. And I have no idea what they could possibly be doing with this. It looks like it's either, you know, on a docking bay where it can be flown, or it's, you know, it's in there, it's not going anywhere, and it just, you know, maybe it crashed, maybe it just landed there and it didn't do anything after that. But these are obviously some sort of rockets or some sort of propelling system on the USS Constitution, which is super cool because this ship is it is a very big American keystone. And also, if you look in the center of the screen, that rocket propeller, if you look straight down from that, one of the buildings says bank. So maybe, just maybe, there will actually be a banking system in Fallout 4 where you can, you know, store currency, make transactions of currency, you know, trade out for different types of currency. The possibilities are really endless when it comes to, you know, different types of currency and what you can do with them. But, yeah, that's about it for the USS Constitution. Let's keep rolling on, and here we get something that I personally, when I first watched the trailer, was very excited about, and that is seeing the return of the Mysterious Stranger. Now, the Mysterious Stranger is one of my favorite concepts in Fallout 4, or Fallout 3, that is. Where, you know, if you're in the middle of a fight and you have the Mysterious Stranger perk selected, out of nowhere, completely random, this man in a trench coat and top hat will just come into the fight and one-shot your enemy from the hip with a pistol, and I just think it is the funniest thing ever, just seeing a random man approach you in the wasteland and just take out your enemy. I think it's funny, I think it's awesome. Now, another thing that you can take away from this is up in the top left-hand corner, the sign. It says Scully. Now, Scully is a part in Boston. Scully Square, and you can see, I think it says SQ next to Scully. You can't really tell that well, but this does confirm that we are in Boston. Obviously, from the Bunker Hill Monument, that obviously seals the deal too, and the USS Constitution. But we can officially confirm that Fallout 4 will be set in Boston. Now, one more thing you can take away from this still shot right here is that the mysterious stranger has something very odd about him. You can see right here that the mysterious stranger, his left hand, or his right hand, I'm sorry, our left, his right, it kind of looks like a robot, like a cyborg. Just because look at how skinny it is. Like, it's just non-proportional to the rest of his body. It just kind of looks like it's just, a piece of metal, essentially. His left hand looks a little bit more, like a real hand. Maybe that's, just like some wear and tear that's been done to him, from, the war. But I think we can say that in Fallout 4, the mysterious stranger, along with a lot of other characters, will be a cyborg. And I think that's something that a lot of people have been looking forward to with the institution, with just all this, information that we've been getting from Fallout 3 up into Fallout 4. I think it's going to be super cool, and yeah, I guess we can see where it all takes us. Now, also at the very end, I'm not sure if I'll be able to get a still of it, but during this sequence as well, in this frame, there is rain falling from the sky as a flash of lightning goes across the screen. So I think we can confirm that weather will officially be in Fallout 4, and that's something that I personally have wanted for a pretty long time, just because, it adds to the realism a little bit. And another thing with the mysterious stranger, you can kind of see a piece of his face or his neck is taken out, and it kind of looks like there's some exposed, I don't know, like metal or something like that, but that's just something to take away from it. So moving on to the next scene, we have these tower, I have no idea how to describe them. These power towers, I guess we can call them. And these power lines are going all throughout the wasteland, as you'll be able to see in different scenes. But there are little houses on the bottom of them. And obviously we can see a Brahmin taking away some luggage. Maybe that's a shop. But this house, I'm really curious as to see what these are all going to be all about, because obviously the wasteland is getting power from something, as we saw from the last scene with all the powered signs and the street lights. But obviously these guys are getting power from somewhere. So I'm very excited to see where that power is coming from, or what's going to happen with that. So moving on to the next one is this scene right here, where we have two super mutants walking through the wasteland, and you can guarantee that they're super mutants. One, by their stature and by their armor, and two, you can see these super mutant traps that are set up on top of the hill. So this kind of confirms, also by the Brotherhood of Steel armor that we saw earlier, that Fallout 4 is going to be continuing the storyline of Fallout 3, but with the good karma ending. So, you've activated Project Purity, everything is all good. Dr. Lee has, accordingly to the Fallout storyline, moved on to help out the Institute in Boston, and go to the Commonwealth for furthering her scientific exploration. But yeah, so we have a couple of super mutants, and that just shows that they are still around. They are not all killed off. But yeah, let's continue. Here we have a city skyline. We have some cars. We have a robot right here. I forget the name of it. I'm so stupid for forgetting this as a Fallout fan. We have this skyline and the city in the background. I'm not really sure how to portray this, because the buildings for post-war look pretty good. And I think, they might be trying to hint at a preserved city, or maybe, something that didn't get damaged too much. But I'm not really sure what to take away from this other than the robot. That's basically it. So moving on to the next scene, we have this huge wall with some sand dunes, and it looks like we have a new monster, or a new enemy out in the wasteland, and it's this crab thing. We can see a claw on it, and obviously, Boston being next to the bay, we can have some sea creatures maybe. But yeah, there's definitely a city, or an establishment inside of these walls. I'm really excited to see it. It kind of looks like a pier, because you have you have this kind of dock area, and it looks like, I believe that's a submarine sitting next to it. Or maybe this is just a ship all in total. I'm really not too sure. I guess we can all find out when Fallout 4 is released. But then we just have an underpass, a freeway with the dog going under it with some awesome lighting. I just want to say that lighting, though, because that looks great for next-gen consoles. As you can see right here, the most terrifying scene, I believe, in this trailer is the super mutant, or the super mutant, is the Deathclaw, the new Deathclaw. And this thing looks terrifying. The horns are bigger, it has spikes on its back, the claws are absolutely massive, and also, as you can see in the background as well, those down power brackets. So, maybe this is a little bit further into the war. I guess there's really no way to tell. But, I guess we can all figure it out when Fallout 4 is released. Now, moving back into the next scene, we have this this army helicopter coming in once again. And I'm not too sure who is riding inside of it. It looks like maybe that's some power armor in there. But, it's really not easy to tell. We have some satellite signals, so maybe this is like an army camp or an army base or something of that sort. But the helicopter is landing, so maybe we can possibly ride helicopters. Maybe we can drive them, something along that line. Just maybe. I've been dreaming of flying a helicopter in Fallout, so that would be really cool. Easy transportation. So moving on to the next scene, you can see we are in this grocery store or this supermarket or something of the sort. We do have shelves, it says sale. We have like a mini salad bar, something like that, and shopping carts, obviously. But also we have these creatures that are running at you at a pretty fast pace. So I don't know if we can consider these ghouls just because of how slow ghouls normally are, or if we can consider this to be a new mob, or something of that sort, or maybe these were just people that were affected by the nuclear fallout that are coming to attack you. I'm not really too sure, but I'm really interested to see how these guys play into the story, and they're moving really fast. So that just shows that the new physics engine, they're kicking around shopping carts and everything. So I think we can say a new engine is definitely in place, and the new lighting with the new engine, foggy shadows coming through because of the certain parts of the ceiling that are taken out and the sunlight shining in. So that's really cool. And moving on to the next scene, we have one of my personal favorites in this trailer, which is Diamond City. Now, Diamond City is an entire city that is based around a baseball field. Now, we can tell this because of the baseball statue that is sitting out in front of the stadium, two, the Boston Red Sox, and, just baseball in Boston in general. We also have a diamond logo on the front of the complex, and then continuing on inside, we see there's a sign for Swatters Custom Baseball Bats. There's an iBot flying around. Also, as it pans out, you can see Swatters has a baseball bat with some nails in it as their logo. We see the Diamond City Surplus logo in the background for a supermarket, and also something that not a lot of people have noticed from this whole scene is one down in the bottom. On the bottom, kind of in the left area, right underneath Swatters, you can see that there's a guy clearly in a baseball uniform with a baseball bat, and also in the top right-hand corner, you can see some stadium lighting. So I think we can definitely confirm that this takes place inside of a baseball stadium, and this is a very baseball-oriented city. So continuing on to the next scene, we have this scene right here, which I am very excited for. This is the Paul Revere statue, very famous piece in Boston, right behind the church. I forget the name of the church, but it is a church in Boston. And also in the sky, I have absolutely no idea what kind of a blimp this is or what kind of hybrid this is that they've created post-war, but obviously we have the Paul Revere statue with the church behind it, and this blimp, I have absolutely no idea how to call this. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how they use that, and maybe that's the bad guy, maybe it's a new faction that we've never seen before. I'm at a loss for words, but, continuing on, once again, the lightning coming in for, everything, weather-wise, and right here we have a picture of a powered, armored soldier flying in a helicopter once again, and you can see there's a poster for GNN, and maybe that could be, Galaxy News Network. We had Galaxy News Radio in Fallout 3. Maybe 3Dog could be making a return to Fallout 4. That would be super cool. We have this skyline as well, and that's about all I can take out from that. And then this scene right here is super cool. Once again, the lighting that Fallout 4 is bringing to the table with this new engine is absolutely spectacular. And here we have... Hey guys, this is Future Drew here. Just before I get yelled at in the comments for the mess up that I'm about to make, I call this the Massachusetts City Building and the Boston City Building. I know that it is in fact the Massachusetts State House, so no need to get all up in arms about that. Corrected myself in post-editing. Just want to jump in here and, just a little reminder, I did work super hard on this video. I would super appreciate it if you guys did drop a like, and yeah, enjoy the rest of the video. I hope you do, and yeah, take care. Have the Massachusetts City Building, or the Boston City Building. I'm pretty sure it's Massachusetts City Building, with the golden top. This is very cool, just once again hammering in the last nail to prove that we are in Boston and how cool the monuments are and how actually well preserved they are for post-apocalyptic war. I think Bethesda did a great job designing all of these monuments, and I cannot wait to see them in real game time. Alright, continuing on, right here we see once again the dog going in to the old vault area, Vault 111, and he's walking towards the vault door, which is open. So obviously the vault is open and it stays open. And then we flash forward, or we flash back to pre-war, where people are running into the vault, hopefully trying to get into the vault one last time. And we have a soldier, we have some power armor, and we have a doctor, or maybe the head, maybe even the overseer of this vault. And then, people running in, and then finally the coolest part of this trailer is when the explosion happens, the official start to the Great War, and here we have once again your parents, or maybe the protagonist's parents, standing outside the vault, and the explosion happens as you are in your mother's arms. The wind takes it, and, there's just a big blast. That looks spectacular, by the way. And now we have the dog walking past a Nuka-Cola, machine, and right here is the scene that I want to talk about the most, and this is what I believe to be a gun slash armor customization hub. Now in this garage you can see to the far, we'll start with the far right and work our way to the left. On the far right you can see there's a poster of all the perks. There's every single perk. I think someone counted over 70 on a forum, so 70 perks on that poster. We have a skill magazine slash book rack right there. We have some Nuka-Cola stuff on the walls, of course. And then dead center in the middle, the main attraction, is a set of power armor lifted up onto a car jack. Now, this armor is being worked on, as you can tell. Either someone is trying to rebuild it, or they are trying to, fix it up, repair it, or even, customize it or modify it in any way. So I think that's one aspect that we could look at as a customizable aspect. And moving to the right a little bit, obviously we have the bobblehead sitting on the desk. I believe that's what we can see as a customizable aspect, because you get a bobblehead, you get those points added on to that specific skill. And maybe even in Fallout 3 you got to store your bobbleheads in a plate in your home in Megaton, and maybe this is kind of like your house in Megaton. You can store all your bobbleheads here, and then of course above that is a gun wall with all sorts of stocks and modifications to this laser rifle. You have a saw, I think that's some tape up there, just different scopes and muzzles and stocks, which I think is really cool. And down in the bottom left hand corner you can see a covered up minigun, so maybe this is just a Brotherhood of Steel officer. I think that would be really cool to see. And obviously the dog running out of this garage now, and here we go. Here's the protagonist. We finally see him. We're gonna pause it right here, right as it scopes out on our protagonist. As you can see, he looks a lot like the father from the main sequence. And I just want to point out, this vault suit is skin tight. Like, the old ones were super baggy, but this one is skin tight. Also, a Pip-Boy on his arm that looks like a new Pip-Boy. Just saying, there aren't 3 knobs on the front bottom. It looks like there are 4 little notches. There is a light, I guess that could be like the power light. I see the scroll wheel, but I don't know what that little tube could be on the back of it. Maybe that's, the the power source. Maybe we have to recharge our Pip-Boy. I know there's a bio lock on the Pip-Boy, so you can never take it off, but I guess we can see where, you know, Bethesda takes this. And this is where the protagonist finally says the words, "Let's go, pal," as the trailer comes to a close here. But that's another part of the controversy of having a voiced protagonist, and obviously he looks a lot like the father, and you can see that he's holding the customized rifle with, you know, a stock and a laser scope and, you know, all these sights on the tip of the gun. But yeah, and here we go, the final part of the trailer, the Fallout 4 logo looming over, and that's where we're going to pause it right there on the Fallout 4 logo. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this in-depth breakdown of the Fallout 4 official trailer. I really enjoy watching this trailer just over and over and over again. I hope you do. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I do. It's absolutely just astonishing to watch this thing. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, please do make sure to slap that like button with your forehead. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. I look forward to making all sorts of Fallout 4 videos in the future, you know, leading up to it. I'll be covering E3, you know, and when the game officially drops. I will not have spoilers on the channel, but I will be doing a gameplay once the game drops. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Drew, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace!